G'day everyone, hope you're all doing well today. Wimble Train here with another video. Now this one relates to a previous video I did on building a single T-track module for N-Scale. In that video I touched on using jigs to aid in the construction and make it a bit easier for you. And today I'm just going to go through those in a little bit more detail. So firstly, if I show you the frame of a single T-track module, and that's the top that goes on there. Now with this one, this is the front and they're the sides. Now if we notice in the corner here, the front always overlaps the side, so the side sits in behind. So therefore this block sits flush with that side, but if we mount it to this front first, we need to leave a 6mm gap. Now I'll show you what I mean in a minute if it's a bit confusing, but I did it this way because then it's easier to hold everything later on when you're building it. So if I bring the first jig over, which is this one, I'll take that away, get that out of our way so we can see it a bit better. Now what this one is for, if I use these two pieces as an example. So that's my front of my module, front piece, and that'll be one of the sides. So as I showed you just before, that's going to sit in there like that. So for that to sit in there like that, our corner piece, which has the ability for the screw-in leg on the bottom, that's going to have to sit like this. So now if I hold that there, so it's got to sit up there, and I take that off, you notice there's a gap here. Now this first jig will allow me to put this piece down here, that'll sit in the corner there, and then when I slide that on there, put a bit of glue, and then I'll put some brads in there to hold it. So when I take that out, I'll end up with that gap like that. So that when it's a bit hard to hold it like that, but yeah, so that'll allow that to sit there perfectly when we put that on later. So to make one of these, quite simple, you just got to make sure you do have exact right angles here, and then just mount a 6mm piece of MDF, like this is all 6mm MDF what I use. So you just make that inner piece a bit lower, so when you put this here, you can see you've got the 6mm gap, and when you sit your front piece on, because this is a nice right angle, that all should sit nicely. If I bring it in view, that should all sit nicely there, so when you take it off, you'll have a nice neat join there. So you basically build that part and you put another block the same as those just to support the piece when it goes across. So that's the first one. So you just got to basically make sure that that block fits there. The length of these, don't make them too long because you want to get in there and try and hold it. It only really needs to be as long as that. So as long as it has a bit of support for everything, you'll be right. Now when you're building it, because of the way the pieces are, you'll be using it that way, with that way, and that way as well. So you just got to make sure that you watch what you're doing when you're putting those pieces onto the front piece. So that's that one. So that helps that. So I'll move on to the next one now. So once you've done that, so we'll have our front piece, and we'll have our block here, and we'll have another one. Got another one here, and we'll have another one there, like so. Once we used our first jig, that's what we'll have. So if I take this one as an example, the next jig I use, pretty simple, just a right angle here. I think that's sure how high that is. It's not that high. Let's give it a quick measure. About 1/2 inch. no, quarter inch, sorry, quarter inch, 12, 13 millimeters. So we've glued and nailed that on there like that. So we can come in now like this, get our side piece, put it in there. I'll bring it in there. So you can, because that'll all be glued together, so it'll be easy to hold this like this. Then you just glue that in there, put a couple of brads, and that's it. You've done one join. So that helps that line that up, so you have a nice flush finish here. Even if you're a little bit off or whatever, you can always sand things down if it's not exactly straight. So that's that one. So you've done that, and you do that on all four corners, and you've built your, end up building your frame. We'll get these things out of the way. Bring the frame back. So you'll get to that stage, and you can see where the brads are there. I've put glue in there. So you have that. Make sure you get all these the right way round. That's the top, and the bottom is where you can put screw in legs if you wish. So that's that. So next we have to work with the top of the module. So once we've cut the top out, then we're going to have to fit these little brace pieces. Now again, these are 6 millimeters from the edge, because this 6 millimeters wide. So when it sits in there, and turn it around, get it the right way around, then they'll sit in there, and then you can glue those on. Now I found you could put it down and just glue those, but I thought if we go it like this, it's easier, because then later on when they're dry, you can put these on. You can glue the top on, make sure it's all nice and straight all the way around. Now to space those out, there's another little one I use, which is basically this one. Again, it's just 2 bits of MDF, 6 millimeter, and this is just to support on top. I'll show you how that works in a minute. That doesn't have to be an exact right angle, so that's fine. It's just 2 bits glued together really here, 6 mil MDF. So if I bring it here, that bottom part sits on the lid top, and then you'll get your little block of wood, you'll put it there, glue it down, take that away, and you're good to go. So I'll just show you a sort of side view if I can of how that works. It's a bit tight, but so you can see there that sits underneath. That rests on the side, and that gives you that 6 millimeter gap. So like I said, you'll get one of these blocks and you'll just push it up against there and glue it on. Do that all the way around. Makes it simple. And then of course, once that's dried, you get your frame. And again, wrong way around again. And then that'll just slot in like that, nicely. Because if these are bowed at all, then you can just clamp them, glue them in there, glue it, make sure the lid's straight all the way around the edges. Like I said, doesn't have to be 100%. You can do a little bit of sanding just to finish it off nicely. And that's that. So you've come to that stage, and now you've got your module there. This is your front, because that's flush over that. The sides are that you can tell that's the side because the front sits over the side. So you've got that. Now the next one is a track spacing jig. So I've made this. So the distance, if I bring it, show you on camera, it'd be nice. The distance from here to here is the 38 millimeters. T-track side track spacing. So from that corner to there, 38. So this is a nice right angle I've made here. So you put that on your module like so, like this will sit against the side of your module. Get your piece of track. No need to measure, perfect 38. Good if you're doing module after module, because then you don't have to keep trying to measure this. You can just put that on there, and then glue it or screw it or whatever you want to do with the track. Easy. So they're the jigs we have, or I use to help out building modules a bit easier. And oh, there was one other one which I think I did mention in another video when we're putting the RCA connectors on for the power. I basically built this one, which you can just clamp to the side here. And I've written on little things where to flush with bottom module, left hand rear side, and then I'll just drill the 2 holes there for my RCA connectors for the power, if I need to for this module, if you want this to be a power module, and then that'll, on every module, they'll be in the same place. So it's just another one. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you find some of these jigs useful. This is Wimble Train, wishing you all the best, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.